Hello, friends, and welcome to the world of the International Fabtalks. Good evening to one and all. It's a pleasure and an honor to visit all of you every single day on the sets of the International Fabtalks. Friends, we love people who connect with us, who are ready to share their time and space. They do it purely with the sole intention of bonding with you and sharing their experiences to inspire you and to make you understand that life is beautiful no matter how many problems you face in life, the challenges that may come in your life, and how to overcome those challenges. They are here to share and celebrate their journey as to how they've overcome the various challenges that they faced, and they could inspire you to face your challenges as well. Because life is all about inspiring others and, of course, living with unity, compassion, love, and respect. Join us, friends, to welcome our celebrity and guest. She's here with us. She is Neetika Arora, joining us all the way from Mulund, Mumbai, Maharashtra, India. Hello, ma'am, and welcome to the session, dear.
Hi, how are you, Andrea?
I'm fine. Thank you, dear. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for taking out the time. And above all, thank you for accepting the invitation to the International Fabtalks.
It's totally my pleasure.
Thank you so much, dear. Ma'am, with your permission, I go ahead and share your profile in a brief way, and then we start the session.
Yeah, sure. Please.
Thank you, ma'am. I love the energy that you have, the positivity. I'd like all of us to have that, that vibrant nature of wanting to give back in a very positive way, always positive. When I connected with you, your voice itself tells me that there is lots of energy. The urge to do something for somebody, the urge to do something for yourself and for the people around you makes you extra special. Yes, dear. Dear friends, now let me introduce our celebrity and guest. As I earlier mentioned, she is Neetika Arora, and she's a freelance corporate trainer, a mentor, a beautiful one. Beautiful in mind, beautiful in thoughts. When I say mind, it is the thought that she has and the way she puts forth her thoughts and views with regard to different topics. You could say it could be, the way she would like you to connect and bond with the world. She trains you on that. That is what a mentor does, to make you understand the importance of every second in life. She's also a wonderful performance coach with more than 18 years of experience in operations, training, with etc., with verticals like BFSI, travel, and HR. She's also been connected with customer service, team management, program management, performance management, quality, and leadership, friends. And she's completed 1 year Harvard management program, and she's done a post-graduation in PR, IR, MA education, etc. She has more than 2 decades of work experience, as I earlier mentioned, in training and development, consulting, etc. Dear friends, she's also been with the BPO hospitality industry. She's self-motivated, and she really helps the team to go ahead, or the organization as well, and help them perform to their level best. And she also has completed Train the Trainer from British Counsel, and she has completed an online master's training in implicit learning using cognitive science. If I get that right, she's completed an online master's course, that is online master training in implicit learning using cognitive science. That's wonderful. Designing and delivering new training programs on new basis based on operations and customer service, etc. Making a difference, that's what she focuses on, to bring a beautiful change in with regard to her clients. Now, friends, apart from being a great professional, she's also a wonderful humanitarian. And you may ask me, why, ma'am, are you saying this? Dear friends, she's been really an active COVID warrior. And she's been doing immensely well during the COVID time, and she's connected to many of the NGOs as well. She's an active volunteer. She loves to teach English, and she loves to motivate others. That's really beautiful. And she's really connected in the right way with more than 3,000 plus members connected to a particular community, like, to the people. She's really connected with them, if I get that right. And during the COVID lockdown, ma'am volunteered to connect herself with organizing the supplies of groceries and food camps for the gated community. And she worked very closely with local authorities, etc. And she assisted the COVID task force and to execute the policies with regard to quarantine, etc., with the government, following government guidelines. She has organized several COVID vaccine camps, flu vaccine camps for kids, eye camps, etc. And friends, she loves to always give back to the community in a positive way. And she's process driven, detailed, and high on analytical skills. This has helped her to be an effective communicator and execute all her thoughts and plans in an accurate way. She loves to take care of people, and she sharpens her skills with regard to training, leadership, and management skills. She specializes in customer centric training strategy and deployment, consulting, mentoring, coaching, felicitation skills, operational management, and program re-engineering, behavioral and customer etiquette training. If I get that right, interventions, content management, assessment centers, P&L, client relationship management. And today she's here with us to share the space. She has a wonderful profile. Now, it's not only being very professional, it's also being more humane, having humility, understanding others, and what you have within you, share it with others. That is the positive vibe. So let's get that positive vibe today with us and help each one of us cheer up, no matter what you're facing. But when you talk with this special celebrity and guest, she's really going to make everything rock for us. Hello, ma'am, and welcome to the session.
Thanks, Andrea. I never thought there could be so much you could talk about. Thank you.
Thank you, dear. Thank you for taking out some time for us, ma'am. Now, ma'am, the very first question, what is freedom according to you?
Wow. I think you really gave me something really big to answer. The first question itself is a deep one. As a student, when you start off, it is about freedom to learn, freedom of thought. As you grow up, it is still thought and freedom to learn. It is still about your way of doing things. It's not a knowledge that somebody gives. I think it is more of the mind that today I want to talk about. I don't know why I'm only thinking of the mind, because freedom is mind. I can do what I want. If I want to make an omelette, I want to make it with my recipe, not with what the five-star chef is making with. So freedom is, if I want to study history, I want to study it my way. So freedom of thought is what I'm really thinking about. If that is there, the others automatically come in one by one.
Yes, dear. Excellent, ma'am. Thank you for sharing that. So freedom of thought. Now, ma'am, when we have freedom of thought, or when we are free to think and for ourselves, now we need to execute it, put it into action. So how does that work?
It is very easy to say all these big gyan wali baate, I mean, sitting where I am at right now, it was easier to say, I wanted to be a bird, I wanted to fly and everything, but it is not easy. There are a lot of things around us that will always stop us. There are the laws, the government laws, the rules and regulations of your own house where you stay, the rules and regulation of the organization or the institute where you are working or studying. All these rules put you behind a lot of times. But also there are your own thoughts and your vision of doing things in a certain manner. Now, here you are, where you are stopped at every place you are stopped. You need to find out what is the right way to make people understand that this is workable, this is not. If it is related to the laws of the current state that you are, that is because of the security of the other people as well. So if you are able to respect it, you'll automatically find a way through it. Through your family, negotiate if it is unreasonable. Accept if it is correct. If it is only to look out for you, then you accept it and you say, yes, if I have to be at home at 11 o'clock in a place like Gurgaon or Delhi, it is for my own safety, for every boy and girl. We know the safety situation where I've stayed in Gurgaon and Delhi. I know it is tough. Even at this age, I find it difficult to walk out in the middle of the night. So yes, the house rules were made keeping this in mind. So adjust with the ones which you can take. Now moving on to the next one, which is the institute and the workplace. There are rules and regulations over there as well. If you are able to just understand that the rules to maybe attend office at a certain time, leave at a certain time, within that framework, if your creativity can come in, great. If not, then speak to your boss, because that creativity will be the benefit of the organization. If you are able to do better design thinking and come out with more smarter designs for your customer experience, it is in the benefit of the organization. So if they say, okay, we are flexible with you working from 11 to 8 instead of a 9 to 5. Why not? The organization is benefiting because you are most creative during that time. You're not as creative maybe at 6 a.m. in the morning, but maybe at 11 a.m. you are. So you have to learn to negotiate and balance it out. If you're not able to balance it out, then that is where things go haywire. So yes, understanding freedom is important, but having a very clear focus is very important. Understanding what is it that I want and focus only on one task. Why? Because if you are in multiple boards, then you might lose focus of the important tasks that are there. So one task at the time, because the way I think Andrea did mention, I did something on cognitive science. And the cognitive science says that the brain does only one function at one time. So if the brain is doing only one function at one time, then pick up one task, excel at it, do very well, have the best outcome and the customer experience from it, and then move to the task two. So freedom is all this. Freedom is about just understanding what you want, understanding the law of the world around it, finding a balance in it, and then stay focused, work hard, do well, and the success will automatically come to you.
Yes, dear. Thank you for that elaborate explanation, ma'am. Thank you very much. Lots of clarity. Thank you so much. Now, dear ma'am, most of our friends and our viewers would love to know who is the real Neetika Arora. How would you define yourself for them?
Truthfully, Andrea, if I have to tell you today, I'm going to say I'm still finding myself. Even at this age, I'm still finding. I really don't know who I am. I don't know what my potential is. What I'm saying is, if a task is given to me, and I always think that the task has been given to me by God. And he only is going to do the task. He's only going to guide me through. And through me, I'm going to finish that task. And whenever a new task comes, when I started off, I started with marketing. And I used to do door-to-door marketing after doing my 12th standard. And believe me, I did well. It was really hot, 42 degree, 47 degree. I used to walk on the road, used to go door to door and sell Standard Chartered credit cards. Post that, I got into the airlines. I was with Qatar Airlines, got trained with, the Obroys, New Delhi. There also, I was able to do that task. So I don't know, tasks are following me or I am following a task, I got into quality, I did some projects, I was able to do it again because I could only see that this is the task and this is how I have to achieve it. And these are the skills that I need to get to achieve this task. And I just worked on acquiring those tasks and completing them to the best of my ability. Yes, at times we have to go to experts. I had a guide even in my Green Belt project. My guide would tell me, no, you're missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I will say, no, I think even 6, 7, 8, 9, I want to do. Okay, let's do it together. Let's build a plan and let's work on it. And once I was able to put it together, yes, we did well in that project as well. So who this Neetika is, I am still finding. I have painted. I used to think I sing, but one day I stopped singing and I started Carnatic music. I learned for 2, 3 years and I one day again stopped singing that also. And now I'm learning Hindustani music. So that learner is always there, who wants to learn more and more and more. So hence there is always more to find. There is so much more to do. I realized I didn't know how to cook because I started working after 12th standard. So now after I had my son, I realized I want to cook for him. I started cooking and there is so much in it as well. So yes, I do cook. I am a mom who takes care of a kid, also takes those learning in my training rooms. So when I am talking to people in my training rooms, I think of my son as well. I think that, okay, you know what, these learnings I can get here as well. So the real me is the person who is always eager to learn, who's always eager to contribute, who's always, ready to crack a joke whenever I get a chance. I want to lighten the environment around me. And yes, I always want to believe that I have God with me and he's helping me achieve whatever I want.
Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing that. Thank you so much.
Did I even answer your question or I went all over the place?
No, you answered it very, very well. And you know what? It's the best thing that I like. I would like to lighten up the situation around me when I'm in a group or maybe wherever I am. I'd like to really lighten up the situation. And there is the catch, that you are a person welcome everywhere. That's really nice. So this is what we want people to be, in a happy space and create a happy space for others. In fact, if you're in any situation, you could really brighten up the lives of people, the way you talk, the way you connect with them. As you said, you are still in the evolving process. You're evolving still, getting to know different things, different aspects of life, and trying out new things. That's really very nice. It could be cooking, it could be singing, it could be painting. It's always like there is so much more for us to know. That's really nice. And this shows that, we all go with the flow and have to go with the flow. Now, ma'am, as a kid, what were your dreams? Have you really met all your dreams? As a kid, you might have had a few dreams, or you might have had a few aspirations. Now, do you think everything you have fulfilled everything till date, or you still have to fulfill your childhood dreams?
When we are born with a blank slate. Okay. When I was a little boy, and mom used to dress me up in, I'm a little girl, and dress me up in frocks. I used to say, I want to grow up to a boy. Why? Because I wanted to wear shorts. So the little, as kids, we have these small dreams. I don't know why people think that right with the moment you're born, you know that you're going to be a mathematician or you're going to be a dancer. Doesn't really happen. Not for everybody. Only few people know, and I'm amongst those who didn't know that later on. I really love animals. I just absolutely love animals, birds, insects, not so much, but yeah, I like them. But yeah, I love animals. So and I used to tell my mom, Mama, you know what? When I'll grow up, I'll be an elephant. Because I used to find elephants so beautiful. And I still love them. So I don't know, when people ask me, did you have a dream? I didn't. I just wanted to do the best in whatever I am at. Maybe if I had dreams, I would have been in a different career, or it would have been in a different profession. I didn't. I just went with the flow. And I'm very happy. That's what matters, right? I'm very happy being at this place where I'm at, where I'm able to, work with the youngsters now after learning it all in operations. I am sharing those experiences with youngsters and helping them grow and helping them, weave their way and find out who they are. So, yes, I don't know whether it even answers what asking me, but yes, if goals are only related to money, if goals are related to a designation, if goals are related to a family, if goals are related to happiness, then I'm there. I'm here with whatever I wanted. I'm there and I'm in a happy place.
Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for sharing. That's really very nice. Thank you so much. Now, dear ma'am, we'd like you to share the most difficult experience that you had. We all have different types of unfair experiences, or maybe hurtful experiences, or that would really breaks us down completely. What was that one thing that really broke you down, but again you rebuilt yourself and you rose up like a phoenix? Is there anything like that?
A lot of times, I'm broken and repaired many times. I remember there was a time when I was supposed to move into a job role. It was an internal job posting, and I was almost taking over that process where, somebody really senior, his nephew wanted the same position, he was given it. And I was told only in a 1 day's notice that you are not going to take up the head of this particular role. It broke me. But then after 2 or 3 days, when I was really sad, I really came up and said, I'm tired of being sad. I cannot. There's so much more for me. There's so much more to life. If this position didn't happen, another position will come to me. And it did. I got into other projects. I got into other roles. There were a lot of other things to do and learn from. Yes, it was one of the prized roles that anybody would have had in the organization. Didn't work out. It's okay. Something else came my way. So yes, there have been times, even when, I was studying, there were challenges. I lost my dad when I was in 11th. My 12th was hell. And other children could not even understand why I'm so sad every day. I mean, I was done being sad for 1 year, really sad for 1 year. As a child, when you're staying alone only with your sister, your mom is in Shimla and you're in Delhi, and you lose your dad, the world has ended for you. It ended real bad for me for 6 months, but then I rose up and I did really well in my, 12th exams. I was, amongst the toppers in 2, 3 subjects. I was among, I mean, really, I scored really high in a couple of subjects for people to really give me that eye, that how can she do it? She was a sad baby, but I'm not. I had to rise up because life goes on. People leave. I mean, they leave your life, it's okay, but your life goes on because you also have commitment to your life. So you need to move on. So small things have happened, but yes, yeah, I was broken the first time for 6 months, no? The second time I told you in 2 days, I said, I am bored of being sad. And then after that, again, it came to me and I said, okay, I'll find something else to do. So something or the other keeps happening in an end, just snap out of it, immediately. So that depression thing that comes in children, which I really want to, point out here, maybe it's no big deal. This break didn't happen. No, another break will come. Just leave it. Just snap out of it immediately.
Yes, dear. So, my dear friends, avoid being oversensitive. You could be sensitive, but not oversensitive, not overconfident. Just be within boundaries and limits. Now, dear ma'am, I'd like you to share a nice incident or maybe a funny incident or an adventurous one with regard to your school life. What kind of a student were you in class? Were you the teacher's pet? Were you bullied? Or were you loved by your friends and classmates and schoolmates as well?
I think you named all of it. I was all of it.
Oh,
I, as a good student, I used to finish my homework in school only. So used to sit back because I used to walk back home, Shimla being the mountains. You normally walk back home. So I would sit in class, finish my homework so that I get enough time when I go home to eat, to play with my friends till night, and then just drop dead. So that ways I was good. Teachers used to like me because my work was always in place. But if I used to get an opportunity, I used to do a little bit naughtiness as well. But you are naughty only till the time you're not caught. So I was not caught because I always had that serious face, the good student reputation. That reputation helped me quite a bit. But yes, doing your work on time is fine. Having a laugh with your friends is also good. Bullied, probably if I have to think of it, people wanted to bully me, but I didn't understand they bullied me. Now, when I am grown up, I realize, oh, that person bullied me 30 years back. But now I can't do anything about it, right? I can only laugh it out. But poor her, she failed miserably. She tried to bully me by saying this. I didn't understand it only because I was always in my happiness mode and I thought that she's doing saying nice things only about me. So it helped me. I think I just saved myself from the bullyism just by not understanding, and the person couldn't do it again because they were not successful. So not bullied, just disciplined and working and doing my work and enjoying my childhood. So, see, in the hill stations, you get the real fun of childhood. You get to play. You're climbing the slopes, running on the mall road. Even till 10th standard, I didn't shy away from running, playing pakan pakadai on mall road, dark room on mall road. All that I did, where there were a lot of tourists around. We still did it. And we used to climb those mountains only while playing. It's the childhood is much different in hill stations. So I'm glad I was there because I got a full of it and a lots of it.
yes. Dear. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing all those beautiful experiences. Thank you very much. Now, dear, as a mother, what do you think is the biggest challenge?
Oh, wow. There's a whole bag of it, right? So if you think of it, there are a lot of challenges, but if you kind of just say that this will pass too, and you give a little space to children, they are not as challenging. Working with the young minds who are very sensitive these days is tough. Um, from my perspective, I think one of the other challenges, the schools. the school want, the same kind of a fit for every child in the room. What they don't realize is that every child is different. The need of the child is different. The learning style is different. Now, in our training rooms, we say that he's a visual learner, he's an auditory learner or kinesthetic. So we talk about all of this. I don't know how well or successfully they are able to personalize and do it for the children. The challenge comes when the child is not able to receive that kind of welcoming from the school. So in my case, I think my biggest challenge has been around working with the school only, and when they are only judgmental, they don't understand. An educationist will also talk about, how things can be done better, because that's what I do. I only think that if this subject has to be taught, geography and history can be very boring subjects. Everybody knows that, right? So in order to make it interesting, can we do something different? In science, you do experiments. In geography, can't you use props? Like I remember I had these Pokemon cards and we were talking about the relief, the relief of related to the sea, the sea, the moisture comes and then there's rain. So I use the Pokemon cards to form the rain and all. So the child remembers it because of those Pokemon cards, which came as rain on him. So making it interesting in different ways is important. So one of the challenges I see is that I cannot negotiate enough with the school and with the child, because the child will say, I have this style, the school will say, I have this style of teaching. So in between is difficult, especially as they grow up beyond 8th or 9th standard. Younger ones, I think the challenge comes telling them what is right, when as a parent, you don't know what is right. So then going with the principles works best. Be truthful. First thing, be truthful in whatever you do. If that is the policy you follow for yourself, your child will follow and the child will come out to be a better individual. Other challenges that you as a parent also face, nutrition and diet is a very big subject these days. Our child's school would not do anything in school, any celebration, because her fear is the children will have aerated drinks. My son doesn't drink aerated drinks at all. In fact, I might in 6 months or 1 year might have one, Coke or something. He will not have it at all. So that is different for both of them. Now telling them what is the right nutrition, yet letting them be not naughty and be motivated. So working a balance somewhere in between. Have your vegetables as well, have the pulses as well, have a balanced meal as well, and we will have a cheat day once a week. We'll have whatever, junk food you want. Let's have it once a week. That balance, if we are able to maintain, great. If we are able to eat food without television, without gadgets, without anything, great. Because this food is God. God gave it to us, right? We didn't cultivate it, did we? Did we do a magic wand came out, the farmer took out the wand, and then the crop came out, and then we got the crop? No, God did something over there. So definitely there is God in this. So that element which is in food has to have that respect. If that has to have the respect, then no video gaming, no watching TV, just try and receive the food and the energy from it. So yes, these are 2-3 things that I wanted to highlight when you say with the kids, because it's mostly eating right without screens, also having a balance by having some junk food, giving them the right mantra of life, which is being truthful at all times. And in terms of academic, finding their own way to learn, but having discipline in it.
Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. And you've taken a lot of pain and, elaborately explained that. That's what a mother does. She puts all the effort to give her very best as a mother, and connected with children. Really, that makes us extra special. You start becoming an angel. You transform. Every woman, once she's a mother, she transforms herself to become divine, an angel, and tries to protect her children in the right way. That's wonderful.
But we don't know when we give birth to them, no? That time we didn't know what to do.
Yes.
We are also learning, I know that it's easy to say parents know it all, but nothing. When they were born, we had no idea how to use this diaper. I still remember the Pokemon ones not the Pokemon, there was this pocket ones that you have to, the diaper that you have to, Nami Poco pants. I didn't even know how to use them. The first time we both were struggling how to take them off, So there is a journey that every parent has to go through. But then finding your right way of parenting and finding your parenting style and finding the values that you want your child to imbibe. What is it that you want your child to remember you by? Being that person who's always angry, who's always pushing, or being that person who's always happy playing with you as well. At the same time, making it very clear that these are the disciplines. These are the rules that you have to follow because these are the rules of your life. So yes, they are teaching us. We are learning and we are teaching them. They are learning. And a lot of times we both are unlearning together. And then we relearn.
Yes.
That's the journey.
Yes, dear. Now, ma'am, we'll shift the focus to friendship and time and colleagues. Now, many of our friends and colleagues as well, they take us for granted with regard to time. When they need us, they will connect. And when they don't need us, they'll ignore us. Have you ever come across such situations in life where you've been taken for granted with regard to your time and your energy?
Yeah, many times. In fact, only now that I see it that I was being used. But yes, people do that. They don't. And till the time you are a doormat, people will continue to, disturb you. People will continue to, they will continue to use you, give you tasks and not even give you credit for it. But the day you say stop, the day you say this is not going to happen next time, you will have to give a clear feedback that, okay, you have done this time, next time I will not accept it. And if you have said it, then go with your word. And that means respecting yourself by not agreeing not the next time. If it means that you will not get another chocolate from this person, from this colleague, from this friend, from a boss, anybody, be it, you need to respect your word. Self-respect is very important in any relationship, be it with an organization, be it with people around you, be it with your friends, even with your family for that matter. You are taken for granted by many people, but till the time you don't use the power of no, which means you stand by yourself. Don't be rude, don't be judgmental, but say it and say it very firmly, but politely. And explain it. Well, I had asked you to send this to me, but you were not able to send this report to me on time. Next time, if this happens, I will have to report you. And please don't mind, it is just professional. And next time, report it. Don't hide it.
Yes, that's really nice, ma'am. Thank you so much. No, ma'am, amongst family members, amongst friends, amongst colleagues, and amongst the young teenagers as well. Something called as sarcastic humor. This, it's just for fun. I was just kidding. But they really meant what they said, and they have just put that word, I'm just kidding. What do you have to say about this? Is this right?
A lot of times people use sarcasm a little too much. And this is again another place where you need to draw a line. You need to tell the other person that this is not right. Communicating, not in a rude manner, not being aggressive, but being assertive. Trying to explain that, well, I do not appreciate it. Or also, this is not the right thing to do with your colleague or with your friend. So next time, please keep me out of your humor. And if the other person does do it again, then they better know that there are repercussions. You might not talk to them. You might not complete their task. Or if it is your kid, you might say, okay, well, you can just get your own lunch. I'm not doing it today. So you cannot keep on giving privileges to people and yet saying that they don't listen to me. They don't listen to me because you are again and again accepting whatever they are saying to you. So they have to understand that you don't accept this kind of sarcastic behavior. I see a lot of these videos these days. Two people are standing in the side and the person in the center has to jump and somebody will kick them and they'll fall on their head. Then I saw news that, this was just humor and it turned out bad when somebody hit their head real bad the moment they fell down, and the person was in ICU. Humor cannot be that bad. Just for you, somebody else doesn't have to go through health issues. So these days, people do these kind of, pranks as well, which can either physically hurt somebody or mentally hurt somebody. Now, this mental hurt, physical pain, say my hand fractured, it will come back. But this mental one, it takes a lot of time to come out. And sometimes, you get this hurt when you were a child and it comes out after you have a kid, after you're a mother or a father, or it maybe comes out while you're in profession. And it comes out after 10 or 20 years and you realize that this thing was hurting and this was your roadblock all these years. You always thought that you could not do anything because somebody, just did a prank on you when you were playing basketball or you were playing football or you were playing cricket. So yes, youngsters at times don't understand it. But my request is if somebody is playing a prank, just tell them that this is not acceptable to you. And just say that this is where I say you stop. Again, power of no. The power of no can only come from assertiveness, that I will not appreciate this next time. And this is the action which I will take. And if they do it, take that action. Don't fear from it. They deserve it.
Yes, Steve. I like this sentence. The power of no. The sooner the better. Don't endure all of it and towards the end say no. At the start, give a clear-cut no. Just say no if you don't like something happening to you or being said to you. That's, having healthy boundaries. That's wonderful. Yes, dear ma'am, thank you very much as you've shared all of that. Now, we'd like to know about your COVID journey. You were a COVID warrior. And how did you help people? We've already shared that at the start, but I'd like to hear it from you.
Wow.
Your personal
COVID.
experience during the COVID wave, the first and the second wave.
Yeah, I know it is tough to go back to the COVID time, but really getting things in place and at the right time was very important. I wouldn't say I did everything alone. There were a group of core committee members also who were there with me, inspiring. But yes, there was some task that I was given, or I was part of a team, and being a person who is more into organizing, planning, organizing, and executing. Some of the tasks really came to supervise on an end-to-end level. We started off initially with the grocery. The grocery was not available in our apartment, so we did a deal with somebody got a deal with DMart, and we did that camp twice. We arranged this eggs, bread, pav, and everything to be delivered as well. We post that also got the vegetables twice a week in our society, and I was part of the person dealing with the vegetable person, while there were some programming people who figured out a coupon system also to go and fetch the vegetables in a queue and have the marking. So there were people who did that work. I was part of the person only getting the vendors and ensuring that they reach on time, and if they're not coming, somebody else backup is planned. We got an opportunity to do a lot of other things as well, like something as simple as, one of the doctors in our society, an ophthalmologist, said that, you need to do, eye camp for your children, because during COVID times, children had a lot of screen time, even school was on screen. So we did that as a volunteer activity. We organized a camp, realized that really, my own son got glasses after that. We didn't realize it. So a lot of other children benefited. Proactively, since when the vaccines were introduced, we also did the vaccine camp, in our society. I was again a volunteer, but for one of the camps, I had to do only the management, the planning, the execution, and thinking. So I was the thinking and the staffing person. You come at this time, you come at this time. So I staffed all the volunteers as well. So camp had to be so that, we follow all the COVID guidelines. So that was done. BMC had clear cut, I'm talking about the Bombay Municipal Corporation, right? They had clear cut guidelines for the quarantine. So if there is a certain case that has been detected, a COVID positive case, it had to be reported. And they used to keep track of all these people, and the houses had to be on quarantine. There were certain guidelines that were given. So ensuring that we get that guidelines implemented in a society initially were difficult, like closing the whole floor. Also ensuring that if their house is sealed, how are they going to get supplies? How are they going to go to the hospital? If they have to go to the hospital for their doctor visit, then we had to pretty much quarantine a lift for 1 to 2 hours, get it fully cleaned. We had to arrange PPE suits for our security personnel, for our housekeeping personnel who had to, pick up the garbage and everything. So all this had to be organized, and there was a whole team of volunteers which worked along with me, and maybe I was working with them and they were working with me. We used to organize that. So these kind of efforts were taken in a society. Our society is a bigger one, like you said, a community of 3,000 plus people. So getting these things, I mean, is tough. And I think our society was also acknowledged. And it came in an article came in Times of India, wherein one of the few societies which was ready for following the COVID protocols was us. So we received, kind of a recognition for that as well. So getting early in it, putting policies and procedures in place was initially very tough because, there was a lot of pushback. People who were COVID positive, they would not want to follow the guidelines. And I know everybody, the whole country faced this issue. Ensuring that they are not outside in the society, checking in the cameras, having security report on time, putting them back, was quite a task, really. But getting those guidelines initially in place helped us because people knew that the guidelines are there, they can read it and they can implement it immediately. So we had that difficult time maybe in the first few months, but later on it was on in place. And yes, we were tracking the infections in the society and we were way under control because all the guidelines pretty much were followed. Like housekeeping had a task, that they had to, take a sanitizer and clean all the touch points everywhere, every 1 hour. They had a schedule, they had to send it out to us. So these kind of things were also done at the society level. I think since we all didn't go to office, we had to ensure that we have to follow protocol somewhere. So we made all the housekeeping and security and the residents follow all the protocols and get everybody in a safe space.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Now, the next question is like something offbeat. Do you believe in ghosts?
Do I believe in ghosts?
Yes.
Well, things have changed a little bit about the belief of ghosts. I, as a child, also knew that this world that we see is not completely what it is. We are only seeing 3% of the world. 97% of the world, of the universe, is unknown to us. So this unknown has the devil, it has the saint, it has the angels, it has the devta and devis and everybody. Then obviously it'll have the ghosts as well. But yes, I do believe that they don't have the time to, scare us, play with us, trouble us. They are living their own life, they want their own journey to end. Moksha is the word in Hindi that we use, right? Everybody wants moksha, which means that you have to get out of this cycle of life and death. Now, ghosts are caught in somewhere in between. They also want moksha. If they get it, they're gone and they have nothing to do with us. So believing that thing that they are there to scare me, they'll kill me. No, there's nothing like it. That I don't believe. Yes, they are there, but they're not there to drop us. They are on their own journey to moksha.
Yes, dear. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your thoughts and opinions on that. Thank you very much. Now, dear, what about the environment? What is your role with regard to saving the environment? Or have you ever, seen other people taking immense pleasure in saving the environment? What do you have to say about it?
Oh God, this is the current topic of the day, Andrea. I think everybody should be talking about this. I mean, look at the heat. I'm sitting in Bombay. Until last year, it had not touched this 46 degrees. but we are at 46 degrees. Why? Because we are creating a cement factory everywhere. There are no trees. In housing societies also, every society which has around 3,000 residents should have a park full of trees. We don't have. Right next, if there's a plot, the government wants to make money from it, the builder wants to make money from it, people want more than one houses, they want two houses, they want three houses, they want to make more money. Now everybody is making money, but who's taking care of the nature? You're burdening this nature by putting so much cement weight on it. Just give it few trees, and believe me, if one tree is also around, it brings down the temperature by 1 degree. Think of it, if you have so many trees around it, this 46 degrees will not come next year. It will be much lower. It will be 40 degrees, then it will go to 35 degrees. The temperatures will go down if we take care of nature. Nature has been taking care of us for a very long time. So yes, my belief is there that we need to look out for nature now. We need to ensure that we stop this, this haste to keep on using every plot space and building high rises in each area that you have and putting all the weight on, our zameen, which is not right. We have to plant trees. We have to let the forests be. We have to ensure that every square foot where square feet of land where we are building something, we should have an equal amount of green land as well. And if we want this nature, the balance between the human and nature, we have to understand that we have to balance it out. I think the first thing I said was balance, right? When we started. This is one balance that we have to start maintaining. And yes, I am passionate about it. I have planted trees even in my society. I'm part of the plantation drive and trees and bushes and everything. I have done that. I'm always looking out wherever there is a project where people are planting trees, contributed to that. I see a latest movement on one gentleman who shared a video that sent me mango tree seeds, wash them and keep them. I will plant the trees for you. A lot of people are taking such initiatives. I love to follow it. I love to follow it through. I will really encourage every human on this planet to start planting more trees, and every lalchi builder, every lalchi government person to stop so much of cement factory around us. Please, please ensure that we have some nature around us. So this is my very firm belief about nature.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much for sharing that. Now, ma'am, we talk about Mumbai, the street food of Mumbai. So what is the most famous street food of Mumbai and what do you love?
Oh, I love all street food. You'll make me hungry. Then there'll only be a chair over here and I will be gone.
I get
that.
that.
I love all the, okay. My favorite is misal pav. I love chaat. There is bhel puri. And then there's vada pav. The street food, I mean, we have so much to eat here, right? We get variety of the typical Bombay and the Maharashtra food, and then we get the variety in terms of the chaat with all the dahi puris and the sev puris. All of them are also there. Well, pani puri is obviously every person's favorite, and it can be a good meal and a healthy meal to eat as well during the summers, especially if the water is cold. So street food definitely is something that you get in abundance, and different parts of the city. Go to any beach, you go to Chapati. Chapati is full of food. In fact, even that tawa pulao that they make over there is very delicious. So
now, ma'am, we'd like to know about your profession. Now, how do you deal on the professional lines? Could you explain that?
See, as a freelance trainer, you need to reach out to a lot of organizations and need to offer your services. You're talking to a world which doesn't believe in investing in employees and upskilling. So there are certain industries which do, like IT and ITES. A lot of industries are warming up to this. So you initially just make a sale and then you kind of work on bringing up the skills of their employees.
Ma'am, we thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and views with regard to various topics that I discussed now with you. I questioned you on various topics and issues. Now we'd like to know about your professional work, what type of services you offer and how people could connect with you. We'd like to know something about the work that you do on the professional side. Yes, dear.
On a professional front, as a freelance trainer, I pick up corporate topics. While the backbone of all corporate topics is communication, you cannot leave communication behind. I mean, it is required for a frontline agent as well as the CEO of the organization. Only the style and the number of words you use and the articulation you use changes for each level. But by and large, language is same. But yes, you have to just the depth changes in communication. But there are a lot of other topics that I also work with, like crisis management, team management, leadership, first-time managers. So a lot of corporate topics are there along with quality. So how to work on quality, how to bring quality in the organization, how to sustain quality. So different kind of topics are there in terms of operations, in terms of performance management that I work with. As a mentor, I normally would prefer a one-to-one, especially for a senior person, because they will need that kind of time and attention. And also combining a senior person with their DR is never a good thing to do. So it's always good that the senior people always have their mentorship separately as compared to the frontliners who can still be mentored in a group. It doesn't matter. It can be a group of 10, 20, 25 people. So mentorship also I provide. The other thing I also do is being the fresh set of eyes and being a quality green belt, I offer my services in finding out where is the crack. So I do a training need analysis or an assessment. I go there, I look at certain, points, takeaways, and I tell them that this is what your organization needs, and this should be your path. And these are changes you have to make within the organization in terms of policies. And these are the trainings you have to inculcate or include in your next plan. And then we work on just ensuring that this crack is taken care of, but it is fixed from the roots. It is not, a cosmetic change that we do by just applying makeup on the face and making the face look nice. If it has to look nice, it can just be corrected from the roots. Eating right, your face looks nice. So something like that, I will suggest to the organization, and that's how I do my consulting work with them. So that's me. But yes, my operations experience, wherein I led teams as an associate vice president, and I led voice teams, chat teams, back office team, email team. So all of this experience only comes handy when I give out, my feedback to the organization in a consulting assignment.
Yes, dear ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am, for sharing all of those beautiful things that you do on the professional front. That's wonderful. We look forward to many more interactions with you. This is part one. We'll be connected with you in part two as well, because we love your thoughts and views with regard to various things that we've discussed, and we would love to discuss in future as well. So with this, ma'am, we come to an end to the session now. Thank you so much for your time, dear.
Thank you. My pleasure. Have a lovely day.
Same to you, dear. Thank you very much, ma'am. Dear friends, we'll take a short break now and we'll be back again with ma'am in part two. Stay tuned with us. Please do share this video with the right kind of people. You never know who might be inspired by what ma'am has shared today with regard to various topics, as how you could be the best mother, a best friend, to love yourself, and, to have this tag, the importance of, letting people know that, yes, a big no is a big no. You cannot just go with the flow with what they want. You have to respect yourself as well and love yourself. So saying no is something very important in our life. Ma'am taught us various things. We'd love you to share this video. And of course, if you love what the International Fabtalks is doing, stay connected with us, bond with us, dear friends, and share this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and have a wonderful time. Don't forget to love yourself, and at the same time, don't forget to respect others around you. Stay safe and stay blessed. Stay connected for the second part. Thank you, ma'am, very much, and stay blessed.
Thank you.